Hello, thanks for choosing to watch this video. I'm Des. Welcome to MyTube. This is the podcast style vlogging, talking, ranting type of video series where I talk about my life experiences and share my life stories. It's not your tube, it's not YouTube, it's my tube. That is the slogan of this series since day one. Okay, so I just wanted to first off and foremost say this real quickly. Um, I told you all to be careful with your children as far as when you have them inside your cars, inside your vehicles. On the previous MyTube, I talked about having witnessed um, a vehicle driving next to us, having their child standing on the passenger seat, playing with the visor as they drove. And I talked about how that was at risk of their child. It was about a 3-year old. It appeared to be the same age as my daughter. Okay, I talked about that on the previous MyTube episode, and I talked about it how I can't believe and I can't understand why parents don't care or they're careless, and that's a risk to a child. This parent shouldn't be a parent at all. It's basically how I felt. Now, about maybe 2 or 3 days after that video, there was an incident in San Antonio. Now, San Antonio is a second home to me. It's about a 3 to 4 hour drive from where I live. Okay, I've always gone to San Antonio throughout my childhood years. We always went on vacation there with my parents and my siblings. Okay, I've been a few times to San Antonio as an adult myself, as well with my wife and child. Okay, so I hear that in San Antonio, someone who lives here locally was over there, and they were in a car accident, and their child they had their seatbelt on, but they were not in a car seat. The child needs to be in a car seat up until a certain age. This child was 3 years old. That's the same age as my daughter. The car accident happened, and the child ended up passing away. It died. It's heartbreaking to hear. And I just wanted to remind everybody, okay? Please be careful, make the right decision. If your child needs to be in a car seat, put them in the proper car seat until they're at that proper age. Don't put their lives at risk. A good parent will know that, and I shouldn't have to tell you that. Okay, but that's just or remind you of what could happen. Okay, just to remind you, and I'm not gonna grill you too much on it. And this is perhaps the most serious I ever spoken in this series, because usually I'm pissed off about it. And yeah, this is a little bit more heartbreaking to hear about it, especially when I have a little girl myself who's the same age. So yeah, just to remind you, if they should be in a car seat, put them in a car seat. Put them properly in the vehicle. Okay, use common sense. If you don't have a car seat and you know you should have one, go out and get one. Figure it out. Figure it out. You have to, for the safety of your own child. Again, if you're a good parent, I shouldn't have to tell you this. You should know. Okay, but if you know somebody, please advise them that these things do happen. If you know somebody who's not putting their child in safely in their vehicles, call them out on it and tell them, hey, I'm just letting you know because I care about you. I care about your child. I want your child to be safe. Let them know. Send them a text right now if you know they've been doing it wrong. Send them a text. Send them a link to this video if it's better for you, okay? Um, okay. I'm just gonna leave that. Just please be careful when you're putting your child on the car. Make sure if they should be in a car seat, put them in the car seat, okay? Don't put them regularly in the front seat with seatbelt. No, they might be too small. They might still need to be in a car seat, okay? For their own safety, the law is there to protect that child, okay? And again, a good parent should already know that. And that's all. That's all. I'm gonna end it there and move on to conversation, okay? Now, every time I go to these fast food restaurants, and I don't go too often, right? We don't go too often, but when we do, it doesn't matter what fast food restaurant it is. I'm talking about the drive-through. Doesn't matter if it's McDonald's to order some nuggets for the child, or if it doesn't matter if it's a Whataburger or a Popeyes. The gimmick of the restaurant does not matter whether it's tacos or chickens or burgers. It does not matter. They all tend to be the same experience. Okay, so I'm not gonna single one out. I'm just gonna say this as a whole. The majority of the time, maybe about 9 times out of 10, this is the experience. You order your meal, they give you your meal, but then there's always something missing when you get home. They might not give you those paper plates, they might not give you napkins, plastic forks, or other stuff that they should be including in the bag with your order. So I'm thinking, so if I don't ask for napkins and these plate gimmicks, then you don't give them to us. Not even one or two, right? You won't, if you're on shortage, I understand, but let us know. Say, hey, do you really need these things? Because we're limited right now. We could give you about two or three, but we're limited. But at least ask us. And I might say, you know what, if you're limited, it's fine. Keep them. I don't need them. But let me know. Okay, because I feel like professionally, they should include them. And like I said, professionally, if they're limited, let the customer know and we'll understand. Okay, we'll understand. Okay, I don't need these plates. I'll use my own glass plates at home. But really, they should be included. The napkins, the plastic forks, everything that they usually put on it, they should be included when you order via drive-thru. Okay, that's just how I feel. But no, you have to ask for them or else they do not supply you with it. That's why when I order a drive-thru and I'm getting the order, I check the bag or I simply ask, did you include some napkins? Because like I said, 9 times out of 10, they won't unless you ask for it. And another thing, you're ordering french fries or something that requires a ketchup and they won't put it in there, not one or two at least. No, again, you need to ask for these things, and I've never understood why. And I have a problem with it because if you're a professional, you should be able to do it without the customer having to remind you. That's why there's a manager or an assistant manager there to make sure these duties are done properly. But for whatever reasons, they are not done properly. So if you work at a fast food restaurant, make this noticeable. Point this out when you notice it. It might even happen to you. It might even happen to you as well. Okay. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about friendship. Friendship, okay? Out of a large group of people that I knew and hung out with during my days of high school, maybe just about two out of the, let's just estimate a number about 15 to 20 people, okay, that I knew. Maybe out of those 15 to 20 people, who I can consider was a true good friend was just two of them in my book, okay? Out of all of them, only two of them I can consider as very good friends. Why? I don't know, that's just part of life. I learned pretty quick when I was about maybe in, geez, fifth grade or so, that friendship isn't forever, okay? Friendship isn't the end all be all, okay? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's a lot of people who, when they're in school, during those days, teenage years, they're aiming to please their peers. They're aiming to please all the other students and their friends, right? And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because most likely after you're out of high school and you move on with your life, you probably won't see any of these people, okay? You probably won't see them and they won't be your friends anymore, okay? Um, I say that because I was the guy who wasn't aiming to please these people, okay? I wasn't making sure I got over with my friends. I wasn't making sure I got over with everybody. No, if they like me, good. If not, F them, okay? That's always been my mentality. F you if you don't like me, okay? If you do like me, then thank you. Very good. Okay, cool. If not, you have a problem with me, that's your problem, bro. That's your problem. I'm not gonna do whatever it takes to please everybody, okay? And I think part of that is being because me and and my friend were talking about this at work yesterday, okay? So we were talking about how maybe because and we both came up with this theory that because we both have brothers, I have a brother and he has a brother. So we both concluded at the end of the conversation that because maybe we both have brothers, we grew up with our brothers being our closest friend. So we had somebody at home we grew up with to have as a friend our brothers. So we didn't have to please everybody else to get a friend. Okay? Well, these people may have siblings as well. Maybe there's a huge age gap between them and they're not really close and they're not like friends, okay? Or maybe they don't have siblings at all, or maybe they do but it's of the opposite gender, okay? So maybe since they don't have a brother to be close to at home, they need to rely on building friendships, and so they aim to please their friends who are at the end of the day not gonna be their friends for very long. So, guys, my advice if you're in that teenage years right now, F what other people tell you. Don't get your feelings hurt because of your friend disagreeing with you. It does not matter what they think, okay? Because true friend will be your friend regardless of your differences, okay? I had a lot of people I knew in my group who were similar to me in some aspects, but in different aspects, they were totally different than me, okay? But the differences were we were still cool with each other, even with those differences, okay? So I wasn't gonna change myself. I wasn't gonna change who I am just to get over with these people, just to be cool with these people. No, if you if you're cool with me, you're cool with me. If you're not, then F you. I don't need you in my life. Okay, so that's how I felt always, always. Okay, I knew friendship wasn't forever. I had a good friend in elementary school who suddenly, slowly but surely stopped talking with me and disappeared from my life once we started middle school life. And so I knew friendship isn't forever. And if you happen to get one or two good friends in your entire life, then you're pretty lucky. But most likely, friends aren't forever. And I didn't care because at the end of the day, my best friend was my brother. And up to this day, he is my closest friend. And when I say people aim to get over with their friends and please those friends and those group of people just to be accepted, I mean like when they want to do something that you know you can get in trouble with and you're not comfortable doing it, okay, then they will totally neglect you and bury you and not want to be your friend because you're not socially acceptable. You're not cool because you're not willing to get in trouble for them. An example is if they ask you to hold on to their bag of marijuana and you can get in trouble with if you get caught with it and you say no because you don't want to get in trouble for them, then it's like, oh, they completely neglect you after that. It's like, okay, like I that's why they have many friends, because I wouldn't do that. I wasn't gonna risk getting in trouble for these people that I knew that eventually they weren't gonna be in my life. Okay, why am I gonna risk getting in trouble for someone who may not be my life a few years from now? Like that did not make sense to me. So that's why, you know, that's what I'm talking about situations like that. That's just an example, okay? That didn't really happen, but samples, okay? So now speaking of my brothers and speaking of friendships, my brother had some very shitty friends, okay? Let's be honest. His friends were the worst, okay? My brother's friends, I knew about three of them. Maybe one of them was cool and good. A few others, they were crap, okay? So we had these friends, okay, who would put us down constantly, bury us and try to humiliate us when we were in front of other people. Because why? Because we're not like him. We're not like them. We don't drink. We don't do drugs. We don't smoke. We don't party. And stuff like that. Because of those things, they try and put us down in front of other people and try and embarrass us. A good friend doesn't do that, okay? And because of things, we had issues, okay? Because I wasn't gonna let him bury us. I wasn't gonna let these guys bury us in front of other people. And because of that there was an issues. I'm telling you. And you can ask my brother, he'll probably agree after watching this rant, and he'll text me saying, "You're right, my friends are terrible. I apologize." He should apologize because his friends were horrible, and he knows my friends. My two good friends that he met while I was in college, he knows them, and compare those friends to his two friends. Those friends were horrible. I'm happy that at least this year, this winter, I'm working indoors. Hopefully it stays like that, right? Because the past 3 winters I had worked outdoors and I would be freezing and cold temperatures at night, the graveyard shift. Now I'm working mornings or mid shift and it's nothing to do with the outdoors. I'm inside, I'm not freezing, so I'm good. I'm lucky that this year I do not get to freeze while I'm at work and coming out as a popsicle. I remember those experiences. Now that's far ahead. It might pass us back behind. Okay, that's it. Thanks for listening. Check out my other videos on my channel. You all take care. Have a good holiday season. Good night, y'all, and I'll see you soon. or you'll see me soon in a video.